And we're back, friends, for another episode of the Soul Material Podcast, the podcast you cheer for, the channel you cheer for. You're talking to T. Mark, the Street Shark.
And the OGEO, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
All right, we're here for another episode of Season 5. We're just going to dive right in. All right, this time we're just talking about another status, what's going on in the sneaker industry, in particular, the resale marketplace. Where's everybody at? What's going on? What is the future of reselling? Well, the future of selling in particular, we know is going to be live social in particular. All right. So let's talk a little bit more about what's going on, this and that and whatnot. So OG, talk to the people a little bit, about what's going on in the marketplace and, there's some crickets going on in the StockX world and eBay, what's going on?
Understood. Well, we come from the bottom, literally the bottom and the beginning, Shark. So we from when eBay first started and a whole bunch of other marketplaces. I remember Vintage USA for all my OGs out there and a few other sites that sold before. Now we talk about the shifts, and when there's a shift, the crowd tends to follow the shift, and there's now a new shift. So there's crickets on eBay, there's crickets on Grail, there's crickets everywhere because everyone is now on the What's Not app. And what is that? Basically, is what the Shark predicted, maybe season 2, I believe, when we mentioned it just a little bit. Hey, it's what it is. The Shark knows what he's talking about, boy, predicting the future. But for the most part, it's a marketplace to where you're basically live selling your stuff, conversing, doing what you want to do. It's basically, as I say, your own shopping store or your own mall in the comfort of wherever you want it to be. And again, being the OG, I never thought this would be a thing. But of course, when the shift happens and it's a little bit of success, everyone jumps on board. And Shark, there is a new boat that's sailing right now, and it's taking storm right now as far as selling, particularly in the sneaker resale black market.
Yeah. And again, this is just coming now to the United States. All right. People have been on it for a year or two, that are really early adopters. But this is what's been going on over in China. All right. So and we're talking about another thing I was predicting in the past was micro transactions and those micro auctions. All right. Well, all of this is together in one now. All right. So I literally had concepts years ago of being able to be in a store, go online, have an auction that ends in less than a minute, because at that time there's this whole resellers and then things they post stuff, it doesn't sell, and then they return it because they're using mommy and daddy's credit cards and everything like that. We talked about that. That shifted the whole retail model because then they just, especially starting with Foot Locker, they just stopped accepting the returns and saying final sales because they knew what everyone was doing. So that type of cause and effect, it was just inevitable that more power was going to get to the independent person, and now you don't have those barriers. And when we're talking about the microtransaction, like these auctions can last like 20 seconds. Okay. And then now you're in an environment where there's urgency and it's immediate. Okay. And you have the social engagement. So just like you and I are talking, you can talk to the person while they're selling it. So now we go back to some of our episodes where we talked about the retail experience and what that used to be like, the engagement factor of going through the layers of the store, the signage, the people that work there, the knowledge and the way that they engage you and talk to you, it created an experience. Well, now you have a new experience, all right? There's uncertainty behind eBay. They can add their authenticator process. Well, they were just going after StockX, and we know the flaws in the StockX authentication. So there's uncertainty that, especially for the novice, or the person that's just casually coming in, we come from the first version of eBay where it was just all that mattered about the weight of the box, and you could get a pair of rocks. You know what I mean? And you got to go fight the claim just because you paid for something that was in some pictures and say, oh, I didn't get it. And it was like, hey, it shipped and it says you got it, you know. And then eBay says, well, the package weighed what it weighed and it got there. So how do we know that you didn't put the rocks in there? You know, so it turned into those type of situations. But now live engagement. So now I will tell you what not at Soul Material. You can find us. All right, we're in the marketplace. The Shark has been studying this for a little bit. Now we're just gonna dive in. It's 2025, y'all. There's no time to waste. So you're gonna see stuff from my own collection. You're gonna see things that are right here. Again, we got a plethora of shoes, collectibles. Time to time I sell stuff for other people as well, so you never know what's going to pop up, and we just want to engage with, get closer to our community. And it was really, I've already done a live show at least once, and unique experience. All right, it's really just like you said, from any location, you can go live. It's just like you in the store at a virtual mall, and people just come in, you greet them in the chat. People can ask questions. You can have live auctions, giveaways, and all different types of engagement. You might see us both on at the same time at one point in time. Yeah, you know what I mean? Because we can call each other in and talk to each other like it's an Instagram meetup or something like that. So there's so many different levels of engagement. And again, some of the stuff that I sold or had on sale, again, you might see these GT2 cuts, Devin Booker edition. All right. I actually wore these a couple times, but the beautiful part about the engagement is just like when there's a used shoe or that goat, people have a couple pictures and you got to ask for extra pictures. Can you do this angle? I want to see the inside. Can you go further inside? I want to see if you got the lint balls and all that stuff. Now, you ask me the question right now. Here, right there. Look, you see? Clean. Nope, nothing. You see any rocks in here? Nope. So yeah, you can see what I wore it twice look like versus somebody's beat up, like, yeah, I only tried it on. Like, come on. You know what I mean? So now you have confidence. All right. It removes that uncertainty. Get in the chat. Tell me what else you want to see. You know what I mean? Like, those type of things. Like, you sure right before, all right, auction's going live. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, thanks. The winner is, so now we're speed dating. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a unique experience, and I can't wait to learn more and unlock features on our account and gain more followers and engage. And again, it's just it's so many different other categories: streetwear, the card collectibles, Pokemon and sports cards. We talked about how that became popular over the last 2 or 3 years during the pandemic. That's the place. We're all in the same place now. Yeah, toys. You want some Ninja Turtles? Well, people are selling their old school collections and some of the new stuff. So, just hop in somebody's. It's always live. It's 24/7. You can log into that app and then just catch someone going live. So yeah, anyway, I've seen people go into their storage unit and just go live for an hour, versus they're in their closet, they're in their personal. It's like yard sale, I told some stories about SneakerCon. Like, oh, it feels like SneakerCon. Yeah. Anybody going to SneakerCon? You know, we were there. I was there before it traveled. How about that? That's how long I've been a part of the game. You know what I mean? Did you go to the church bingo hall in the basement in Manhattan to go to Sneaker Hunt? No? Okay, then you haven't been here. You weren't there. you know, First city that SneakerCon went to, DC. All right, who was there? This guy. You know what I mean? So just telling those stories. We got nice, amount of viewership. Learning more how to get more, and then healthy number of followers just in first show going live for a couple of hours just to test it out. Hang out with the Street Sharks for a little bit. So yeah. So again, I had the Devin Bookers, and I had another. Pair that you don't see too often. All right, we got the Jordan, what is this, 30, was it 35?
30 something.
I had to there's so many numbers on here. I got the box right here because the box is unique as well. You know, we love the sneaker boxes over here. This is the Jordan 35 Luka Doncic, but this the first Luka logo, right? Before the other 77 swiggle that he had on his signature shoe. So before he had his own signature, here's a low top Luca. So again, I'm just like, hey, I didn't see anybody with these on whatnot. I didn't see. So I'm trying to pick things that just made us stand out a little bit that you wouldn't normally see. I think these soles glow in the dark too. These are brand new, just sitting in the background. If I haven't worn them by now, I'm not wearing them. So might as well open up the store. So right now, if you go to Soul Material on the whatnot app, you know, got about 40, 50 items up, and there's only going to be more stuff coming. So you can check out the shop, ask us questions, and in the future, we'll let you know when we have some shows going on, and promote them and invite you on down. Because sometimes we get these comments on the socials, what size is that? You selling this? You selling that? Well, for the first time, you'll know what we're selling. All right. So, talk to him a little bit, OG, before we wrap up. This was just a quick episode just to introduce, what's going on with the future. So just tell people a little bit about your thoughts on just the virtual mall marketplace.
Definitely.
All the consignment shops are shutting down and moving their store to the virtual stores.
Shark, this is nuts. And I say that because go to our past episodes. We talked about the closing of Atmos. We talked about the closing of a Shoe City. We talked about the closing of so many stores pre and post pandemic and saying what's coming and what we have complained about numerous times, even on episodes, as you said before, the retail experience, having that, what that was, and people not even knowing what that was because they wasn't a part of our era. All this is now coming back. What you're getting right now is the ultimate shopping experience of any kind of item that you would have gotten from a Circuit City or Atmos or anywhere else that had very good customer service. So this is just nuts to me that all of this is going right back to the foundation of what things were from the get-go in the 80s and the 90s. And Tony, Shark, we've been here before. How many sales did we have back in the day based off of our knowledge, enthusiasm, and just need for wanting to let people know that this is a good product, this would be good for you. Not press them to say they're not buying something they don't want to buy, but encourage them to say that, hey, this may be a good purchase for me because I was just looking, but you gave me all this information, all this knowledge. I'm like, hey, I'm going and grab it. And that's all this is. And to have someone say, hey, like you just showed, here's the booker. You want to see him? Boom, 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 boom. That's all that was missing from the get-go that we've been complaining about. Now you get it. So I'm getting all these singular stores on the What's Not app that have closed. And everything that we talked about embodies what made those stores successful and made foot traffic come in. And if you weren't buying anything, people just enjoyed coming through, having the experience, seeing the shark, seeing the OG, talking that stuff with, because it wasn't just about making a sale or we wasn't fooling with you. It was about just engaging and about being a part of the community. And if I don't catch you this time, I'm gonna catch you sooner or later because I'm at something that you want. And that's what it's all about. So just seeing this from an individualistic standpoint, it's just crazy because we kind of predicted this because we knew this is just the wave and what things are in the hobby, period. This is the foundation. And now everyone is kind of doing what stores were doing and so forth. And maybe 5 years ago, people say this is corny or would be corny. But now look where we are now, 2025, man. It's just a sight to see, to say the very least. Great time to be
Oh,
alive.
Oh yes, and it also operates like Generation One home shopping network, right? Where you would call and then you be like, "Oh, I'm talking to you. Like I'm watching the TV and I got through. Like you called in the radio. Like it's me. I just ordered. You know what I'm saying? So like, but now you are talking to the person. And yes, we're doing these quick, like I said, home shopping club Home and Shop Network will have the timer on to have the urgency and say, hey, 30 minutes left. You better get these weighted blankets or whatever they're selling at that time, right? Or exercise equipment or whatever. They got a gazillion categories, and it's all about the speed and then the marketplace, and the value of why so many products are just standing in line to get on that network is because of the eyeballs that are just already there. That's why I gave you the virtual mall concept of, oh, you're just a store unit, and then people are casually just coming by and just, hey, look in the store. What's over here? What's over there? What do you guys have? Do you have something for me? Now I'll just kick it and stay a while. Matter of fact, I'm going to follow you because you look like you have something that you may don't have my size today, but I should keep checking because you got some stuff different than other people. This store's new over here, huh? Okay, so I see a lot of people joining. This is my first show. This is that. You know what I mean? So again, I even gave the same proclamation that we have because that's part of the Soul Material brand. I was just like, yeah, this is the first episode, or the first show, but it's only going to get better than this. Like, I'm telling you right now, I barely know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm studying it, some of the knowledge is in the doing as well, to work out the kinks. So the experience will only get better for both of us and the marketplace. But this is a place, it's in the new year, this just expanding the Soul Material brand, letting people know who we are, and continuing to cement ourselves in the sneaker community, and continue to position ourselves as resources. I've been on some whatnot, shows where there's some people I've sat there and listened to them talk about, people ask a question about how do I resell? Well, this is how and then I was like, like that's not really it, you know what I mean? But because you're at this platform and someone's asking you the question, you know what I mean? Like, it's like open university, there's just a professor in every room, huh? It didn't matter how qualified you are, but if you go in and you ask a question, you might get an answer. It may not be the right answer, but you're going to get one. So just being able to engage with people in a clever and unique way, that's authentic. That's our brand, and that's what we're always going to be. So we're telling real stories. I guarantee you, you might see a full Soul Material episode just on that platform at least one time before this season is over. You know what I mean? Just so we could cross promote, but we would do it over there and then give you guys access to it over here on the YouTube channel, in our podcast, to get some audio for our streamers as well. But either way, we're trying to, we love giving unique content to some of our platforms, but they're all of those things are up for options in the future. But in the meantime, the future of selling is live and it's social. And Soul Material is in the mix. So just wanted to just talk about what's going on in the marketplace. Let everyone know what we noticed. Let everyone know where we're at, and where we're going. Let's see if we can engage, meet some new followers and friends, make some sneaker friends, and just continue to grow our brand, organically, like we promised everyone, in the beginning, in the exhibition season. All right. So I think that's a good way to put a pin in this particular episode. But any final words from the OG on the future of selling?
All I have to say is, here we come. The warning, no threat. Here we come. Beware. If there's a shift, we're going to be all up in it, but we're going to do it the right way. And it's going to be clarity over popularity. And you already know what it's going to be: integral. And it's going to be what it's going to be with the Shark and the OG. Look out for Soul Material on the WhatsApp.
There you go. All right. So again, putting a pin in this episode for the future of selling. It's live, it's social, Soul Materials on whatnot. Follow us. So for this episode, it's T Mart the Street Shark signing off.
And OGEO. Until next time, peace to you.
Sneaker business talk. This is Soul Material Podcast.